Jumbo, fellow adventurers, thoughts become things. Happy Friday. Time for a spiritual tune up. Thanks for the great questions down below on Facebook and on Instagram. Today's question is one I have danced around before. Check out the earlier archives. There's 300 spiritual tune ups at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube right now. We're also migrating all of those over to a brand new podcast. So the question today, Mike, is there ever a time when we should give up? We talked about giving up and baby steps and all of that very, very recently. This question is an extension and an add-on to that. It is such an important question because the answer is not never. There are absolutely times when you should give up. Why? Not so much because the impossible can't happen, but because a poorly defined end result, a poorly defined dream that has unnecessary conditions can make it unobtainable. You have heard me say there are some dreams that might never come true. Now, the workaround is super happy and super easy, so hang in there. First and foremost, the ultimate barometer of whether or not you should make an adjustment, because this isn't all or nothing, okay? This is, should you make an adjustment on your dreams? The ultimate barometer is your feelings. Get used to tuning in. Intuition is everything. Intuition never fails. That's why I suggested this week that you practice using that muscle all the time with the littlest of decisions so that when the big ones come along, you know it's intuition and not some irrational fear. Does it feel right to stay on the path you're on? Okay, that does not mean, is it easy? Are you happy? And a million other variables. Now, I cannot tell you how many times I have been on a path that sucked and I was not happy. But the overall feeling was, I know there's something here. I know this is calling me. I know I can do it. For example, doing what I do today, teaching, speaking in public. It was horrible. I hated every second of getting in front of a Toastmasters club or a Rotary club or a Unity church or my own audiences. I was riddled with nerves and self-doubt and insecurities. But I knew that these were irrational fears based upon insecurities that I could ultimately blow through to live a most amazing life. So, does it feel right? Is not a cop-out if the road gets bumpy or is difficult or has moments of unhappiness. Now, of course, if you're miserable, don't do it. But I was always excited by the underlying feeling that there's something here for me. I know I can do this. I'm going to break through. I'm going to get over the nerves. And so I have. And so it has been all that I ever hoped for and so much more. The number one barometer is feelings. Does it feel like this is overall, in the long run, worth your dedication, focus, application, etc.? Okay, then there's much more to this answer. So critical. This may even be more important for many of you. There are certain dreams that we make contingent on other criteria. This is where we ease on into what I call, we unintentionally ease on in to what I call the Bermuda Triangle of manifestation. It is not going to go well. The first corner of three, if you have a dream that depends upon a specific person behaving a specific way, that dream may never come true. It's up to the other person how to decide what their choices are going to be, and whether or not to include you or to do what you want them to do or to give you a raise or to appreciate you. The workaround is awesome. You never had to depend on that one person. Now, granted, maybe you're married to them, or maybe they're your mother, or maybe they're your kid, and the workaround is going to take, a little bit longer. They might have to grow up and leave the nest, or whatever, or you might have to separate spiritually and in love. But the workaround is so easy. You cannot dictate who will be your dream travel partner, your dream travel partner. You cannot do that. But you can absolutely have a dream travel partner. You just can't say who it is. And chances are great that the person you most want it to be is the person that it will be. But you can't attach to that. You can't insist on that. Leave room for them. Prepare the way for them. Lead them down the aisle, so to speak. But always be prepared for or better. That doesn't mean simultaneously have two flames going at the same time, but it does mean just realize you can't manipulate other people, just the way you don't want to be manipulated by other people. So if you have a dream that depends on a specific person behaving a specific way, that's a dream you need to adjust big time, because it might never come true. The second corner of the Bermuda Triangle is when you have a dream, but then you decide on how it must come true. I dream of a rocking career, wealth and abundance, and it will come true by me writing a best-selling book. Don't mess with the cursed house. The universe knows you better than you know you. It loves you. It adores you. It knows 7.5 billion co-creators out there that it can draw into your sphere and gently take some others out of your sphere. And it will deliver to you a rocking, amazing, joy-filled, abundant career. And it might be writing that book. We're not taking that out of the equation. But as soon as you say, it will be this book, it will be that contract, it will be this investment, it will be that corner lot. As soon as you start saying, this is how my dream will come true, you slam shut the door on all other possibilities. Who in their right mind would do that? Your possibility might be the ticket, but leave the door open for better. The third corner of the Bermuda Triangle is do not attach to unimportant details. And all details are unimportant. They're a dime a dozen. There's always going to be details in your life. There's always going to be specific people in your life. There's always going to be a how my dream came true story. But if at the outset of the journey you attach to people, house, or unimportant details, the dream may never come true. You never should have had that dream to begin with. Make a slight adjustment. What do I mean? Unimportant details? You name it. The color of the car, the brand of the car, who the person is, where you're going to meet them, when you're going to get married, deadlines. Included in unimportant details, there are two really common details people mess with. Deadlines. Do not put a deadline on the magic. You cannot grasp all that the universe is doing on your behalf. You don't know that the universe can do it by Friday or by year end or by any deadline. Do not put deadlines on the magic. Put them on yourself. You'll write a chapter every 3 weeks. Put them on yourself and be gentle with yourself. But do not put a deadline on the magic, okay? And the other similar big point in unimportant details that people mess with is perhaps wheres. I must live there. I must go here. I must do it there. It doesn't matter where. That's an unimportant detail. If it's not Tahiti, it might be Fiji. If it's not Fiji, it might be Maui. If it's not Maui, it might be Crete or Santorini or Mykonos. Don't worry about the wheres or the whens or the whos or the hows. The Bermuda Triangle, do not tempt it, okay? Just make little adjustments. You can still think about, I'd like it to happen by year end. And I'd like to have all this pixie dust involved. And I'd like it to be Rocky who shows up in his birthday suit. But I'm prepared for better. And if it means better takes 6 months longer, sign me up. If it's not Rocky, but it's Bruno, sign me up. Do you see? Do you see the great news here? It's not like you have a badly defined dream and so you better let it go. No, just tweak it and make it better. Make room for or better. So yes, the answer to the question, are there times, is there ever a time when we should give up? Hell yes. If you don't feel it, short term and long term, if you don't feel it, and then if you feel it, make sure you pass these other Bermuda Triangle test questions that I just tossed your way. And if any of them are a little bit slippery, then make room for even better than you knew to ask for. Happy Friday. It doesn't get any better in these sacred jungles of time and space. Do you realize you live in heaven on earth? It's true. Your thoughts become things. You're pushed on to greatness. You're inclined to succeed. Default settings through the roof to thrive. Oh my gosh. It doesn't get any better. If you had a wish that you could have granted from a genie, and you could ask for anything, you could even ask for an infinite number of wishes. There's one wish that would be better than an infinite number of wishes. For things to be exactly as they are here and now on planet Earth, where your thoughts become things, your words give you wings, you're loved and adored, you get second chances, third chances, million chances. There's enough birds, there's enough worms for every bird. Opportunity never stops knocking. Help, I can't stop talking. Okay, so much love and gratitude that you let me do this every weekday, 9:15 New York City time. Have an amazing, happy weekend. I'm going to put the link up again. It's not there yet. For the podcast, we're migrating all 300 spiritual tune-ups over to podcasts, two weeks worth at a time. So check out the podcast link below as soon as I update this post, or swipe up on Instagram. Hasta la pronto, mis amigos, te amo. See you Monday.